What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Any of you guys from the 90s remember the small forward from the Detroit Pistons, Grant Hill? And if you guys ever got a chance to see Grant Hill play in his prime before he got hurt, listen, man, I'm talking about the guy who was an absolute superstar, and he came from, really, really good stock. I mean, his dad was an NFL running back. I believe his dad went to maybe like Harvard or Yale or something like that. His mother was a college roommate of Hillary Clinton. He played for Duke. You know, he's basically grew up somewhat of a black elite lifestyle. And he played in the league. He married Tamia. He's just an all-around great success story. He's a model athlete. Unfortunately, his prime was cut short with an injury. Okay? And he was never the same guy. But nonetheless, after having a great playing career, Grant Hill became part owner of the Atlanta Hawks. He is now an executive there, and he is now partnered with Invesco because he's noticed something that's happening with young black men. And I want to talk about this because it's very, very important. And this is despite him coming up in an elite family, growing up in Dallas, Texas, growing up in certain environments amongst all people. He noticed that young black athletes cannot manage money. And he even puts himself in this own circumstance. When he was a rookie, he made $2.75 million. And even though he came from a background of privilege, he had no clue how to handle such a large amount of money. Okay? Now, he had to educate himself and make sure to connect with the right people so that after his playing career, he would still have money. Now, he basically earned $142 million in his career. An estimated 60% of NBA players go broke within 5 years, and Major League Baseball players file for bankruptcy 4 times more than the average American. Now, what I want to talk about is what about the average black man? We need to talk about this, all right? The average African-American guy. Somebody such as yourself, you may be the first person as a black man to graduate college. I was the second person in my family, on my father's side. I was the first male to graduate college in our family. First generational male. First person to ever graduate professional school as a male in my whole entire family. On either side. Okay? Let's say, for an example, you are a guy, you get into a good business, you have a really good skill, some of you guys are in tech. You sign a bonus deal for 50 grand. You're making $200,000 a year. My question is to you, do you know how to handle that? Let's even talk about some of you brothers who are in the trades. Some of you guys are making a lot of money in waste management. Some of you guys are making a lot of money in trucking. Some of you guys are making a lot of money in electricians. Some of you guys are on the assembly lines at Ford or whatever you're doing. My question is to you, when you're making $50 an hour, what happens next? And for many of us, you don't know. Let me just talk about here just being, if you have something going on Facebook or YouTube or Google AdSense, whatever, it's like this. When when I first got my first check for $6,500 in 2016, that was my biggest month at that time. I had never seen that much money. I called my brother and I was scared. I said, bruh, what am I going to do with this money? Like, please, whatever you do, don't tell mama. Okay? And here's the situation, right? And I want to talk about this and be real. as black men, we work very hard to get to where we're at. And then once we get to where we're at, you know what I find out? We don't know what to do. Many of us spend a lot of time, listen to what I'm saying. This is not only just black men, but black women also. Most of our family is still in the working class or in poverty. So when you become an upper middle class, you're spending a lot of your money, a lot of your efforts helping out your family who also don't manage money very well. Don't know. And then when the money starts pouring in, you thinking like, oh, well, it's always going to be here. It's time to stunt. It's time to get the chains. Let's get the Rolls Royces, because you know you can't be making that kind of money and don't nobody know it. Oh, no. We got to go to Vegas. It's time to turn up in Dubai, Brazil. We got to do it big. We got to do a lot of stuff. Okay? It's many things that we got to do. Because now we got to go ahead on and show everybody we got it, especially all the women that didn't want us, right? It's time to get them back. It's time to show them, F them, look at me now, and then just look at you in 5 years. Bills go up, credits go up. If you got enough money in the business, it's not reinvested into the business. And see, this is the reason why financial consultation is what's important for us. I don't carry any money, man. And I'm thinking about right now at the stock market. I want to talk about this, talk about this all the time. In 1999, I was 1998, 97. I used to have my mom take me to get Nike shoes at Foot Locker. Now, you guys know that Foot Locker no longer sells Nike shoes, but many of you guys remember what I'm talking about. Okay? You guys know what I'm talking about. We would be outside of Nike, Foot Locker. You know, it ain't like it is now where you can order and there's resellers. That wasn't the case back then. You know, and you would be standing outside. Sometimes people would be getting shot over some Jordans, and you'd be spending $200. Let me just say this. At that time, in 1997, Nike stock was going from, in 96, $4 to $7 a share. 100 shares would have gave me $700. If I would have kept that money, all right? If I would have kept that money just to today, it would have went up 2,000%. If I would have just held it. Just held it. If I was just smart enough just to invest in just Nike, what am I telling guys? We have to really have a conversation about putting our money away. And I want to give a shout out to brother Alpha Male Strategies. You know, Alpha Male Strategies called me last year. He says, listen, bro, I know you got a jump in income. What are you doing with your index funds? Are you investing in the stock market? At the time, I spent a lot of money in my studio. But he said, listen, this is how you get it set up. And you know what? I thank him for that. I max out all of my SEP IRA contributions every year. Now, him and my mom stayed on me. And I want to tell black men, think about the times that you can invest in yourself. Have a plan what you're going to do with your money. Shout out to brother Antoine Wade in Black Heights. The brother has 11 real estate properties or more. Shout out to brother Gabe A. I want you brothers to really be serious about where you want to go with your financial future. And even if you put $25 or just even if you have a 401k, look at what funds you're invested in. Don't just put, okay, I'm putting in my 401k. Well, what are you invested in? What are some of the funds that you can get? If you got Fidelity, Vanguard, you better call up and say, hey, what's going on with my employee stuff? Look at it. You know, you need to have money for you to retire. You need to have money you need to start looking at that. Because so many athletes get so much money and think that, okay, I'll make them worry about that later. Worry about it now. Because we have too many poor athletes, too many poor black men. And once you get broken, as a black man, don't nobody give a damn about your ass. They don't care. I'm just going to tell you, they don't care. So now that you know that, okay, I want you guys to understand that, to keep that real, okay? But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of A Celebrity Drunk. Already appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe at the bell. Check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains an all-time high. I'm out.